Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Something's come along and it's burst.
Well, we started in 2011, October 2011. We had a we'd gone to a show in another small show, and we thought that there might be another opportunity for a small show in the area. So we decided to give it a shot, see what would happen. Our first show, we probably had 4 vendors. We had 70 people come through, and it was not what we had expected, but we certainly, the people that came that time still come back today. Because even though there wasn't a lot there, they found what they were looking for. A lot of the people that come here are kind of more hardcore comic folks, right? So they can find comics that they've been looking for quite some time, and a lot of times very reasonably priced, right? So we started in Arlington. We were in Arlington until the end of 2012. We did our last show over in Arlington in October 2012. We moved to Dallas November 2012 to try a show here, just to see how it would work out. And we used the same location. And this location has proven to be pretty good. It's fairly central, fairly easy for people to get to, even if you're in Arlington. If you're in Fort Worth, it's a little bit of a drive, but and as time has gone on, one of the things that we've tried to develop is not just a vendor show where people are selling comics and toys and collectibles, but to bring in, artists and writers like Ron Mars and Tom DeFalco and Craig Russo and Carlo Barberi are known in the industry for writing or
kind
illustrating
of
comics.
new people that might be interested in showing their stuff in your show.
And we do. If you travel down the Artists Alley, we have some people that have attached themselves to the show's come developed. And that one of the things we've been trying to do is to bring in, you were asking me about independent people. So, in terms of independent artists, we certainly welcome artists. We try to price our tables so that they have an opportunity to show what they're doing at an affordable rate that they can make a profit and make it worth their while. At some point we hope that that's not a necessity, that we can break people, and give them an opportunity to show their work. It's just that because of the size of our show right now being so small, it's hard for us to give up a table in order to do that.
So how much is for a table?
For a artist table, it's $35.
That's reasonable.
That's for a one-day show. So, hopefully they have the opportunity to make their money back on that. It's a little more for a 2-day show. But
that helps. I mean,
yeah.
I've been to other conventions that the prices of tables are, I think, too much high. I mean, they're paying, like maybe 30 or 35 to get in, and just for one day, or it's more for all 3 days, or also it's like $100. I mean, I think that's a little too much. I mean, I know that you have to pay to some point if you invite in a celebrity,
Right.
but sometimes I think they can come if they want to do it for free.
Right.
So.
I agree. And yeah, I mean, it's hard because you want to break into the industry, you want to make people aware of what you're doing. So, we've tried to do what we can on our end to make it, easy access, basically.
Yeah, that's. How long you been a fan of, I guess, comics or other?
When I grew up, I grew up on Archie and Spider-Man, and that was back in the day, right? So the Incredible Hulk, and kind of transferred some of that interest as I got older to things like Heavy Metal Magazine and Mad Magazine. So it's kind of drifted back and forth over the years. One of the things that helped get this show started and reignite my interest, I guess, is my son. And I was taking him to the comic shop every week. He wanted to pick up his favorite title, which at the time was The Simpsons. So we would go every week, and I kind of got back into it as a result of that.
Any particular comic that you like?
The most recent one that I read that I thought was well written and I also thought was well illustrated was Buzzkill. which was about a superhero that was addicted to drugs and alcohol. And have you read the title?
There's so many. I mean, mostly what I been reading is anime comics
Okay.
to some point, but also Batman, Superman,
Sure.
the American comics, the heroes.
Right. Right. This is a kind of a twist on the hero, and the hero was toying with, he gained his superpowers by consumption of alcohol and drugs. And when I first heard about it, I thought that's not a very, I thought, how can you make this politically correct, right? But they did a nice job of pulling off that, it was a power that he had, he didn't want, and there were consequences as a result of what he did in order to get there, right?
So he be considered like an anti-hero?
No, and that's what you would think by my description, but no, it's actually it's a hero that he's tired with his life in drinking and drugs, and he's looking for he wants to get out. So he's been this superhero as a result of that, and now he wants to quit the things that have impacted his life. Almost like the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of story. I mean, it's that kind of plot maybe. Well, maybe not, but it kind of runs along those lines.
What else? You have fun doing this type of convention?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I told you the first convention we did, we only had 70 people. Now on a one-day show, we'll have anywhere from 350 to 700. So, we get a lot. We continue to grow. I mean, we've only been doing this for 2 years. We're starting our third year with this 2-day show today, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from the people that come. They come back every single time, and the reason they come back is because it's a quieter environment. They get the opportunity to meet the people that they've read, either the writers or the artists that they've, and it's not on long lines. It's a short line. You can get right in and see Ron Mars or Tom DeFalco. So that people like that. So it's not meant to be a big Comic-Con. I mean, there's people that are doing that are doing a great job. But it's meant to be kind of an alternative or a supplement to what else is going on.
Something smaller in
Right.
size.
Right. Like a training con, we go here to train for the big cons, right? So, yeah.
Any particular artist that you met that you like?
Carlo Barberi was great, and he did a lot of Deadpool work. He's now doing Scarlet Spider, right? And I had dinner with Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends last night. We're a great bunch of guys. It's I don't have any one favorite because they're all different, but they all have their own personalities, and so it's you weigh each person on their own merits. But they've all been great to work with.
So you and your son like almost the same thing. I mean, comics.
Yeah.
And so you were the person who introduced him to the comics, or?
No, I'm not. To be honest with you, I don't recall how he got introduced to comics. I can't take credit for it. I mean, it's possible, but I think we may have gone to a comic shop, and I may have taken him there to look, and he found something that he enjoyed or that he liked to read, and then got hooked on that title. And as we do, we get a title, we like it, and we follow it, right? So, yeah, I'm not sure how that transpired.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet. You have a great day, okay?
You too.
All right.
Oh, let me get you two. You did.
You will have a good day. Oh, thank you very much.
You want to pick one of him? Got you where you
I know, I completely stayed on for an hour tomorrow. Thank you very much.
No problem. You're very welcome.
Oh yeah, did you see this over here? How's it going?
Sure. Hi, I'm Ron Mars. I'm a comic book writer. I've written Silver Surfer, Green Lantern, Witchblade, Star Wars, and a bunch of other stuff. And I've been doing comics for almost 25 years.
Of all your work, which one you like the best, if you have one?
Probably my creator-owned stuff, which is stuff that I've created from the ground up and that I own, and we've done exactly what we wanted to do with them. Books like Ravine or Shinku or Samurai Heaven and Earth. I've loved virtually everything I've worked on, but the ones that you create yourself are the ones that you really feel the closest to.
And who introduced you to comics?
My first, when I was 4 or 5 years old, probably even before I could read, I found an old box of Marvel comics in my basement. It had belonged to my brother, my older brother, and that was the first time I ever came across comics. And I had always liked them. By the time I got to be an adult, I was friends with Jim Starlin, the writer and artist who created Thanos, and Jim was the one who actually introduced me to comics and suggested that I think about doing it for a living.
How many conventions have you been, and which one of those do you like?
I've ended up doing conventions every year ever since I've been in the business, so I've done a lot of conventions in a lot of cities, and it's a blessing to be able to go different places, meet different people. I think probably my favorite convention experience ever was going to New Zealand a couple of years ago and doing a couple shows down there, and just being able to be literally on the other side of the world for a couple of weeks.
What type of comics did you like?
I think, like everybody else, I was initially attracted to the superhero comics. Those are the ones that that's kind of the feeder system for all kinds of comics. So when I was a kid, that's what I read. I read Avengers and X-Men and Batman. And then as I got older, I discovered more independent books and creator-owned books. So I still read some superhero books. I still read Thor and Daredevil and Batman. But I read a bunch of other stuff too, horror, science fiction, and fantasy. Comics are just like movies or novels or TV. We can tell any kind of story that we want to in this genre.
You like what you do?
Yeah, I haven't worked an honest day in 25 years. This is the best job ever.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Thomas Branch. I'm an artist. I've been doing it about 5 years now. Only really been doing the conventions for about 2 years now. Some of my favorite comics are Shinku, Witchblade, X-Men, Batgirl, Massive, and you can see me at this convention. I'll be at the Dallas Comic Con in May, and maybe a couple of small ones in the area. I haven't figured that out yet.
Which of the comics that you like?
The most? I'm a pretty big X-Men fan right now. It's been really well done between that and the Avengers.
Which convention have you been, and which one you like the best?
Here locally, I've done Sci-Fi Expo. That was a really fun show. A lot of people, a lot of foot traffic. As a fan, I've been to San Diego Comic Con, which is just crazy awesome. Not enough time in a week to go see that show. Everything's all over the place. I hear it's even bigger now. But those are pretty much two I really enjoyed.
How long you been working in doing comics?
Doing comics? I did about 4 years in college when I was going to school, and then I've only been doing this the last couple of years.
Who introduced you to this type of work?
I was working at a comic book store, and I was a fan, and then I met the comic artists I ended up working with through there. So he introduced me.
Just fly down there.
You like what you do?
I do. It's a lot of fun. It's interesting. It's interesting people's reactions, and if I can get it right, the controversy if I don't get it right, and the general dialogue is always fun talking to people about things.
Thank you.